Sheila Patterson has lived in Canada her entire life. Her home is in Brantford, a city located on the Grand River in southwestern Ontario. Being a single mother to 5 kids keeps Sheila busy most days, but she always has time to talk about her family.
Well, I have 5 children. They're great. I have a 21-year-old named Ryan who has moved out on his own. I have a 15-year-old and 14-year-old set of girls named Megan, who's the 15-year-old, and Bree, who's the 14-year-old. They're wonderful. Bree is a singer. I have a wonderful son named Matthew, who's 9, and he is my gift from God, which is what Matthew means. And then I have a 2-year-old named Kaylee, and she is my 5. She's my number 5. She is the final chapter in my book. I have 5 wonderful children who all love the Lord.
From early on, Sheila could remember the presence of Oral Roberts Ministries in her family's life.
My mother was a partner with Oral Roberts Ministries when I was very young, very young. I remember going to the mailbox and bringing all the mail to her, and there was Oral Roberts envelope, and I never knew why my mother had all these people writing her, but it was in fact her writing them.
Sheila gave her life to the Lord at an early age, but through the years she went her own way and found herself on a difficult path.
I gave my heart to the Lord when I was 9. It's been a very long walk. I'm 42 now. I just rededicated my heart back to the Lord. I had a very long span there doing my own thing and finding out very easily that that didn't work.
She'll be the first to tell you that sometimes life isn't what you expect it to be. But she could never have imagined something like this to happen.
My health kept deteriorating. I had some back problems that we found was a tumor right on my spinal cord that was causing me severe pain. I was under a lot of medication for the cancer treatment, then for the pain for the back. Then my legs started, apparently there was difficulties with the radiation treatment, and that caused nerve damage in my legs. So I was a full-time job for God at that point, for Jesus to heal me, because I had literally gone from head to toe, and I had always been healthy, and this hit out of nowhere, absolutely nowhere. And so, yes, I was diagnosed June 1st with cervical cancer, and in September with the back tumor, because the pain had gotten so bad I couldn't walk.
The doctors had done several MRIs to see if it was spreading, and Sheila wasn't sure what was going to happen next.
It was quite pronounced on the MRI, and that really threw us because, you know, I'd never seen that before, but I never expected anything like that to happen to me. That doesn't happen to me. That happens to everybody else, but doesn't happen to me, and it did.
The pain was unbearable, and it began to take a toll not only on Sheila, but also on her family.
And the pain was, I'd had childbirth, and that was pain. But this was something that was literally immobilizing me to the point where I couldn't walk. I couldn't pick my baby up. I couldn't bend over to hug my children.
The physical suffering wasn't the only thing she had to overcome. There were spiritual battles as well.
I was dealing with a lot of fear. I had to stop and continually keep my trust in God.
Sheila had started watching Richard and Lindsay's show, The Place for Miracles, a few years ago. One night, she heard Richard give a word of knowledge aimed directly at her.
I knew I was healed the very moment that Richard spoke, that God spoke through Richard and said that there was somebody with a tumor. I knew that was my healing, and I immediately stood up and received that healing. I knew, and I was healed from that second on.
Another MRI was done on Sheila. She called it her miracle MRI. And she knew what was going to happen even before the doctor told her the results.
He came in to tell me what wasn't wrong with my back, or what was wrong with my back, and I kept asking him about the tumor, and I looked over at the nurse because I'd already told her. And he says, there's no tumor. You have arthritis in your back, which I do not have. Just the signs of what the arthritis had done. But I knew instantly that I was healed. The very second that God spoke through Richard, I knew, and I received it. And I'm here to testify.
Sheila also called the Abundant Life Prayer Group to share the good news.
And I told them to be expecting my call. And I was going to call them when I got my miracle MRI report back, which I did. And you're here today because I called them. And I'm so grateful for them. And if you get a busy signal, keep trying. Be patient. It is so worth it.
Now she's back to playing games with her kids. She knows that God healed her, and her son Matthew knows as well.
When Mom was sick, I prayed that she would get all better so that I could spend more time with her in the summer.
Yeah, and God answered your prayer, didn't he?
Yes. And I was very happy that that happened.
And for those out there that have doubts and don't believe, Sheila has a special message for them.
And everybody has to know that they're worth it. No matter what is spoken to them by who, no matter what they read, no matter what the enemy tries to tell them, they are worth it.